when people show up to your house for a mental health check, it can go sideways, real
Oh,
quick.
100%.
And
100%.
so I'm
They're
I'm
not
very
trained. They're not
well,
trained for this.
exactly. So they brought mental health professionals with them.
Right.
So they had, one officer and two mental health people with them. So it was three people total. And the cop started talking, and then once they saw the video, they asked a couple of questions. But really, the mental health people didn't ask me much, because once they saw the video that they had used to send the police to my house, they were like, "Oh, that's clearly it was just an informational video, much like this discussion."
Mm.
And honestly, I think the officer felt kind of stupid after what, not his fault, but he felt bad that they had come and the video
Like he
wasn't
got
it.
bamboozled.
Yeah, I mean, it's a waste of their resources
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they spent hours getting the mental health team and all that shit together. And the funniest part of it was, no lie, so we have a gated community, and as I'm coming in the gate, I see the cop and the mental health people on the side, and I come home and I tell Jen, I'm like, "Oh, something's going on in the neighborhood. I wonder what it is."
I mean, I thought it was Leave It to Beaver, not
15,
player. That's
15 minutes
your
later,
ass.
like I had just sit down to eat. I'd come home, grab the food that we got, sat down to eat. Yep, the ring goes off, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's a cop at the door. I was
You're
like,
like,
that's
yo,
the
man,
same cop that was there. I was like, they're coming for me.
I see how he knocks. I already know how that goes. I already
Oh
know.
man, so yeah, it's just I've been on that side, so it's really
Yeah.
interesting. But
Damn.
to the fact that they have this number now, and that they're really sending trained individuals out into the field to help people like me who may actually be struggling,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of people. There's a lot of times they do show up to a house, and it's not, it's not a false call like mine was. It's the real deal. So yeah, if you're anyone you need or know needs help, please dial 988. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate to ask for help. Don't let anybody shame you into
No.
not asking for help if you know that you need it. Because if you're anything like me, you need it. You're just waiting for somebody to recognize it. And you don't
Wow.
need to wait for that. If you're telling yourself in your head that something's wrong, something's off, act. It's okay.
Right. Right. Super ego. Put it to the side.
Oh, you have to, dude. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not just your ego. You also have to put.
Well, the super ego is your subconscious. If you think about it, because you're
I'm.
fighting.
I mean, yeah, that's a definite fight too. I'm not
Yeah.
minimizing that, but I'm really more talking about the outside view. Don't worry about
Mm.
what everybody else thinks. Don't
Yeah.
worry. And even your job, because I used to. There was a long time
Whole
that
nother
I.
conversation.
But I mean, it's part of this
No,
though.
I mean, as in like
Yeah,
that's a whole nother show.
because
It's a reality.
you
Just talking
don't.
about like just what the work life balance is,
Well,
right?
work-life balance, but for me, I had a security clearance. So
Mm.
because I had a security clearance, I was afraid that if I went to go get help, that it would somehow
Effect.
affect my security
Hmm.
clearance, that they'd find out about it. Because when I tell you what these clearance checks are, and by the way, well, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to say it. Donald Trump couldn't pass the security checks that I did. They're that evasive.
Donald
And
Trump couldn't be a secretary.
dude, I
Busting up.
almost didn't get my security clearance because I had like $30,000 in credit card debt the first time
Mm.
I had to go through it. So they're like, that $30,000 to them was enough to make me a liability
Yeah.
for releasing information to pay off my debt. Now, if you owe $500 million to somebody and you have access to all this stuff, and you're somebody like Donald Trump,
Yo.
yeah,
Yo.
that info's gone.
That's-
It is sold.
we already know.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So,
But we ain't gonna talk about that bitch on here right now.
no,
all right?
that's it. Okay.
We're gonna leave him alone.
But I do want to